It's almost all of my favorite days. So I love fall. Now, I'm a Catholic, you know that, so I celebrate everything through a Catholic lens. Tonight we have RCIA and we're doing a tour of the church. So I'm going to share what the question, so we always start right now with RCIA with the question of the evening. That kind of guides the conversation and get our minds thinking in the right direction. So our question tonight is, what do you see? And we ask you to write it down. So I'll tell you what you should know, what any Catholic should know that goes to church. The church looks different depending on the season, right? So as the liturgical season changes and shifts, so does the environment in the church. So we're about to go into November. November is the end of our liturgical year. So everything in November points to the end times, the end of our lives, the end of the lives of the people that we love, more importantly, the end of the world, the big ends, right? And so everything that we hear at liturgy in the month of November points to those end times as a reminder of what you and I are aiming for. We're aiming for heaven. That is one of the main focuses, I guess, foci. Sorry, don't take me down that road. Anyway, that's one of the main things that we should focus on. Ending our life in such a way that we live with God forever in heaven. And the church should be all about our salvation. It certainly was why Jesus came and gave up his life and died on the cross and suffered everything that he suffered, was so that you and I could be a part of God's family and be with him forever. So in the month of November, we pray for our beloved dead, all of the people in our families and friends that have gone to heaven before us. And we pray for them because heaven is never 100% certain. We don't canonize our beloved dead, assuming that they're in heaven. We pray that they are. I heard a priest say this once, and I thought it very appropriate to be reminded. He said, don't have my funeral and say that I'm in heaven. Pray for me in case I'm not. Pray for me in case I'm still in purgatory. He said, because I'm a believer, so I hope that all that I've done in my life on this side of things will benefit me by landing me in purgatory, which frankly means you're on the way, you're on the right side, you're in the right place. You're just not 100% there. He said, so don't canonize me, don't assume I'm in heaven, don't do these great speeches that I'm done, that I'm okay. Pray in case I'm not. So that's what you and I do. We have a book of the dead that will be in front of the altar, and you and I enter the names of everyone that we love that has gone before us. And we at Holy Trinity will pray for all of them at every Mass in the month of November. And you will see all of the people that we have buried in our parish over the last year. And their names will be on banners in the sanctuary on the walls. And so we will be able to pray for them and for their families. Not only that, their names will be read out loud. And you and I will have the benefit of hearing it and again, praying for it. I love this time of year. So I'll tell you a very brief story, and then I promise I'll stop. When I did youth ministry at Holy Trinity a few years back, more than a few, I had a young woman who was away for college, and she lost a friend. Very sad story, to suicide, frankly. And I hadn't heard from her, and she sent me a note. And she said, "Erin, would you do me a favor?" Now, I was very impressed by this. She remembered that we had a book of the dead and that we wrote names in it and that we prayed for the people that were in it. And she asked me to put this young man's name in the book. To this day, I put his name in our book and prayed for him, knowing that at the end of his life, something was so hard for him that he took his own life. And so think of this as we pray for our beloved dead. Think of Harley and think of our young friend who, as a good, young, faithful Catholic, knew what we did, reached out to me so that I could do it for her. Thanks be to God for the things that we do as Catholic, because there's a holy reason for all of it. So next week, so you're going to hear and see the banners this weekend, and then we've got what we call Halloween, but All Hallows Eve really kind of started with the eve to All Saints Day. So November 1st is All Saints Day. So October 31st is I keep adding an S, All Hallows Eve. And then on November 1st, we celebrate a feast day and a holy day of obligation, the Feast of All Saints, because all of our capital S saints and our small s saints, our family and friends, and all of the people that we have loved that have gone before us, are celebrated in the communion of saints that we celebrate on All Saints Day. Thanks be to God for our church, for being Catholic, for the month of November. See you all at Mass, and happy fall. It's better than that. Happy November. Happy end of the liturgical year. Happy aiming liturgically for, I hate to say it, almost Advent. Have a good day. See you at Mass.